Hi, it's Tracy Brill, and here is my Module 12 case study. Summarizing the facts, where is this happening? So it's in Lightville Community School District in a rural area that's about 10 miles from a major city. The district does serve 1,200 students in grades K through 12. The schools there are an elementary school and a junior high school, so 7th through 12th grade. And the elementary was built and opened 22 years ago, and the junior middle high school was built 11 years ago. So the district is definitely growing and increasing at a rate of 2% each year. The growth comes from people being attracted to the rural area, the lower cost of land, and the newer schools. People weren't anticipating the growth or the building or updating for the school districts for at least another 40 years, but with new people coming in and changing the social and political environment of the district, construction's happening. So who's involved? Mrs. Susan Potter, she's the new principal that they hired for the Lightville Community Middle School. Joe Rawlings is the superintendent. There's the advisory board that consists of 4 teachers and 4 parents. What has happened? So Lightville School District has decided to build a brand new school district. It's caused a lot of controversy, 4-month public debate. The 3 options they had were to add on to the high school, add on to both elementary or high school, and high school, and then the 3rd option is what they went with was to build a brand new middle school. So Susan Potter was hired on. The middle school will have about 450 students and will be on the same land as the elementary and high school. So now Principal Potter and the advisory board are working to create and draft the vision, mission, and philosophy statements. Principal Potter desires for a team effort, while others think that she should just write them on her own. I don't feel like there are any legal issues, but I feel like there definitely are ethical issues. So first off, Principal Potter really wants to lead well and working together for the good of the students. So she has wanted one person to kind of lead the advisory board instead of her just coming up with all the rules. So the one that is leading the advisory board is Helen, and this is where I feel like she has not behaved ethically or morally with how she is just treating Principal Potter and how she's kind of going against what Principal Potter wants and even getting the other advisory board members to feel the same way she does and have that same perspective. So Helen does talk privately to the board members. She even says to Principal Potter, I hope you're okay with us doing this. The district she says, wants principals to make the decision. So Principal Potter wants them to collaborate as they reflect and draft these statements because ultimately it's promoting the present and future success of their students. So synthesize what has happened. In the Lightville Community School District, a new middle school is being built, and as they are preparing for the opening of the school, Principal Potter has asked the advisory board to work collaboratively with one another to evaluate, reflect, and develop the vision mission statement. But other board members see Principal Potter as the one that does the work without the help of the board. So let's look at the facts of the people. First, there will be 450 students attending the middle school. We have Principal Potter, Mr. Rawlings, the superintendent, the board members, the interview board, parents, school board members, and the staff. Here's just some unknown facts that I have. What was Principal Potter's previous experience? Does she have any knowledge of vision, mission statement writing? Did the superintendent talk a lot with Principal Potter of making sure she was just educated on these statements? What's the culture like of the people, of the students, the staff, the district? How are the students performing? Is there any data? What areas of strengths or weaknesses could be continued or changed? The place, of course, the district. Nothing new with the facts for the district, but the unknown facts that I had has Lightville experienced a lot of changes in their district buildings with their teachers or even school board, or admin. What are the demographics of the community and the school, and what's the culture like? With the program, we know it is the middle school with 450 students. It's opening due to lack of space, and they were not expecting to have this change so early on, but the advisory board is there to help them write the vision and mission statements. Unknown facts: with the new teachers and even the old teachers, what are their perspectives of what's going on so far in the middle school? Were the board members, did they meet with Principal Potter and just talk with her about kind of what they hope to see in the middle school? What is the culture like of the staff? Does the district staff or advisory board have background of the importance of the vision and mission statements, or do they need some professional development in these areas? So reviewing and prioritizing the information. First, I feel like this situation could be damaging to all stakeholders that are in the community. And I do feel like individuals and groups that have an important stake are all of them: the district, the board, principals, the teachers, the advisory board, students, the community as well. Have all stakeholders been consulted? I don't feel like the superintendent knows what's going on with Principal Potter and the advisory board. And then, can I learn more about the situation? I would definitely say so. Just informing the superintendent about, and then letting him know what my purpose and desire would be for the advisory board. See if he could have any helpful tips, especially to work with Helen since her brother is on the school board. And just kind of knowing the politics even of the district would be good. Do I have enough information? I don't feel like I do so far. So here are my options. I could take no action. I could move forward as I take control. My third option: others could take action as I just step back and let them. My fourth option: I could take Helen off the advisory board. My next option: I could accept and just allow what is happening to continue. My sixth option would be to talk with Helen, to collaboratively work with the advisory board on what I felt like was my vision. So I would definitely say, with this sixth option, as a board, talking and focusing on the goals as a building for the next 3 to 5 years and what we hope to achieve and promote success with our students. So these goals need to focus on all different areas in the building: data use, technology, digital citizenship, diversity, equity, and community. So this is a good starting point where I feel like the other options did not have. Evaluate my options. So some pros for my first option: the school wouldn't have to deal with it a lot. A lot of cons though. This could happen again. It would hinder relationships. The second option: I could take control. The work would get done and I would be in charge of it. Cons: broken relationships. The culture would be hindered. My third option: others could take control. Helen would be the one in charge and responsible. The board would be responsible. Statements, they would get written. But my respect as a principal Principal Potter definitely would be damaged. If I would take Helen off the advisory board, pros would be all the stakeholders know. I definitely would set a clear statement. But again, broken relationships, the culture would be tremendously hindered. My fifth option: accept it, less time, I wouldn't have to worry too much about it, but it could happen again. The advisory board would just continue on. The culture, the relationships would be hurting. My sixth option: conversations would be had, so hopefully progress would be going forward. We would work collaboratively, but the con could be Helen maybe could leave because she wouldn't like the conversation of just kind of sharing how I felt. So I feel like my best option would be a little bit of both, taking a little more control, but having others take action as well and speaking with Helen as the advisory board continues on. So pros with this would be there would be respecting one another. We would work together. We would learn together the importance of the vision and mission statements. We're creating a positive, equitable, and a collaborative culture. Communication to all parties would be done. And cons could still be broken relationships. The school culture could be hindered just depending on how the advisory board handled that, and even the school board and the rest of the district. So if I would implement this, I definitely would inform my superintendent of just what are his hopes and goals, have one-on-one conversations with Helen about the ethical behavior issues that I saw happening. I would communicate to the advisory board, and then find ways for developing Helen as a leader. So as I talk with the advisory board, talk about the importance of vision, mission statements, what are they, create professional norms, add professional development for the staff, and then roll out that new learning and knowledge with the staff at the beginning of the year. Definitely talk about just the importance of ethical behavior and focusing on the professional norms. So as we build up those relationships, that would show the importance of carrying out those visions and missions as a whole staff, and then a culture and the rest of the school. So looking at the standard of the vision, mission, and improvement, just focusing on the success, working at the building level to prepare that program, having demonstrating and promoting the current and future success of students and well-being, and then making sure that all staff has the knowledge and skills and commitment necessary to make these big transitions. So we do need to work collaboratively, lead, design, implement a school vision and mission for our continuous improvement as a school. And having these core set values, like I said earlier, the 3 to 5 years, including data use, technology, equity, diversity, digital citizenship, and community, and making sure that we are not thinking just about the present, but what do we hope to achieve in our staff and school 3 to 5 years from now. So making those goals and having our vision and mission statements come to life in our classrooms and in our school.